international employees across 13 overseas operational centers in countries such as South Korea, India, the UAE, Indonesia, and Vietnam, providing localized services to meet user needs. At Coinstore, compliance is our priority. We offer a diverse range of products and services, including spot trading, futures trading, OTC, Launchpad, Web3 wallet, and Earn, aiming to create a one-stop cryptocurrency trading platform. Coinstore has become the platform of choice for millions entering the digital asset world, with 10 million registered users across 175 countries. By 2025, our user base is expected to exceed 15 million. Our vision is to become the world's leading platform with the most comprehensive range of tokens, the largest user base, the highest level of security, the best customer experience, and the most stable technical infrastructure. By 2026, our goal is to rank among the top 5 cryptocurrency exchanges globally. Coinstore is dedicated to supporting quality projects, helping them expand into global markets while enhancing brand exposure and user growth. We provide a secure and efficient trading environment, safeguarding every transaction. Coinstore Launchpad is a platform designed for the token issuance of innovative blockchain projects. It features 3 main services: startup, prime, and token sale, ensuring smooth participation for both projects and users. Coinstore provides an all-in-one IEO solution, including listing and fundraising services. To spark user interest, we create diverse marketing campaigns, tailoring community activities to align with project goals and target markets. Coinstore aims to host more events than any other exchange globally. Through brands like Expo, Connect, and Cryptalk, we connect top blockchain innovators and drive industry collaboration. From Token 2049 to regional conferences, we help projects stand out, engage investors, and expand their market reach. After parties offer a relaxed environment for project teams to explore new opportunities, Coinstore Earn offers users a simple and convenient way to grow their assets. For projects seeking accelerated growth, our Earn to List service provides strategic support to increase exposure and user adoption. Coinstore Labs is our incubator platform, nurturing innovative blockchain projects. Through hackathons, we discover promising initiatives and support them with tailored starter, growth, and revival packages to meet their development needs at every stage. Coinstore's comprehensive futures trading platform offers up to 100x leverage, 24/7 trading, and millisecond-level order processing. Our advanced charts, order types, and mobile trading capabilities ensure users can trade efficiently anytime, anywhere. For partners, Coinstore provides industry-leading rebates, competitive fees, and extensive operational support. Together, we build sustainable growth and unlock market potential. Whether you're trading, investing, or launching new projects, Coinstore is committed to providing a secure, reliable, and comprehensive cryptocurrency platform. Join us and shape the future of the global crypto market together. Welcome to Coinstore. Since our founding in December 2020, Coinstore has grown into a globally leading cryptocurrency trading platform, committed to delivering a secure and seamless trading experience for users worldwide. We are supported by over 300 international employees across 13 overseas operational centers in countries such as South Korea, India, the UAE, Indonesia, and Vietnam, providing localized services to meet user needs. At Coinstore, compliance is our priority. We offer a diverse range of products and services, including spot trading, futures trading, OTC, Launchpad, Web3 wallet, and Earn, aiming to create a one-stop cryptocurrency trading platform. Coinstore has become the platform of choice for millions entering the digital asset world, with 10 million registered users across 175 countries. By 2025, our user base...
What time is it there at your end? Well, it's not too early. It's about 7:30 a.m.
Welcome to Coinstore. Since our founding in December 2020, Coinstore has grown into a globally leading cryptocurrency trading platform, committed to delivering a secure and seamless trading experience for users worldwide. We are supported by over 300 international employees across 13 overseas operational centers in countries such as South Korea, India, the UAE, Indonesia, and Vietnam, providing localized services to meet user needs. At Coinstore, compliance is our priority. We offer a diverse range of products and services, including spot trading.
Sorry, I lost you for a second there.
Welcome to Coinstore. Since our founding in December 2020, Coinstore has grown into a globally leading cryptocurrency trading platform, committed to delivering a secure and seamless trading experience for users worldwide. We are supported by over 300 international employees across 13 overseas operational centers in countries such as South Korea, India, the UAE, Indonesia, and Vietnam, providing localized services to meet user needs. At Coinstore, compliance is our priority. We offer a diverse range of products and services, including spot trading, futures trading, OTC, Launchpad, Web3 Wallet, and Earn, aiming to create a one-stop cryptocurrency trading platform. Coinstore has become the platform of choice for millions entering the digital asset world, with 10 million registered users across 175 countries. By 2025, our user base is expected to exceed 15 million. Our vision is to become the world's leading platform.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to CS Pioneer Livestream. I'm Dhruv from the business development team at Coinstore, and I'll be at your host today. I've been in the Web3 space for over 5 years, working closely with early stage and growth stage projects across DeFi, infrastructure, and layer one ecosystems. I've assisted in strategy and partnerships for multiple Web3 startups, and prior to that, I headed business development at a Y Combinator-backed co-living startup, which gave me a strong foundation in fast-paced execution and founder collaboration. Now at Coinstore, I'll work with the teams who are building with clarity and long-term vision. I'm really excited to host today's session with experts team and explore what they are building. Now, the crypto space has been buzzing with activity lately, especially in Hong Kong, where licensed brokers are expanding into Bitcoin-related services, seeing stock prices soar. Meanwhile, global regulatory frameworks are evolving rapidly, and Web3 innovation shows no signs of slowing down. In a market like this, how do we separate hype from real opportunity? And how can emerging blockchain projects stand out with a clear value proposition? Today, we will explore exactly that by focusing on XPED and its integration with site network. This isn't just about technology. It's about solving real world problems and building a sustainable and scalable ecosystem. Joining is someone who has been instrumental in shaping that vision, David Sang, the CTO of Site Network. He'll be walking us through the mission, roadmap, and the strategic thinking behind XPED and Site Network. So, David, thank you for joining us today. The stage is yours and the audience.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the invitation, and it's been great working with Coinstore already. We're already experiencing great success together.
Right. So, why would you just start with some telling us about yourself and what you're building at Site Network?
Sure, okay. So my name's David Syme. As Drew mentioned, I'm the CTO of Site Network. I've been in the field of digital communications for over 36 years now, and I'm a specialist in emerging technologies, specifically extended realities and blockchain. So my key interests have always been global economics and international market behavior. And I've worked with the likes of Google, Shell, the United Nations on global digital twinning for things like cultural heritage preservation, education, and economic development over that time. So I'm now the Global Emerging Technologies Advisor in Industries and Education for XRSI, MKAI, and I'm a key member of the Metaverse Standards Foundation, as is XPED. I'm also now a LinkedIn top voice on emerging technologies. I've got about 134,000 industry followers there. What we're doing with XPED is and Site Network is forming a currency which works across both the digital and physical global domains. We'll go into a lot more detail about that, but that's fundamentally what we're doing.
Okay, thank you so much, David. It's really insightful. So, audience, whether you are an investor, a developer, or a curious community member, Today's discussion will help you understand what XPED is really about and why it matters. And yeah, don't forget, Coinstore and XPED have prepared a special reward for our viewers. A Coinbox airdrop worth 16,667 XPED. So stay tuned to find out how you can claim it. So let's kick things off. So David, to start, many in our community are curious about the real world value which XPED brings. What real world problems does XPED solve, and how does its integration with Site Network create unique value for users and investors?
Good question. Well, XPED is designed, it's short for Xpedition token, and it's designed to address the inefficiencies and the fragmentation of the international tourism and experience economy. By integrating XPED with SITEnetwork's global digital twin and immersive technology, XPED allows users to make seamless payments and book experiences and access both physical and virtual events across borders. Unlike normal currency, where you have to use currency exchanges and so forth, and you can have to pay more or less money at different points, this becomes a single source of truth in terms of international economy across this network, which is both physical and digital. So XPED removes the friction in purchasing goods and services across these different countries on our platform. So a brand in Querétaro in Mexico could sell tickets and merchandising in a real world or hybrid virtual gig to attendees from Lyon in Paris. United approach that we're using here means that travelers and local users can use one token for a wide range of services, while businesses benefit from instant transactions and a global customer base. So for investors, this practical utility and this broad market reach create a really strong foundation for ongoing demand and value growth. So I suppose the problems that our platform addresses are problems of over-tourism and under-tourism, and we're using initiatives such as real-time data-led incentive schemes to spread visitors around different locations, and incentives like these will also form the backbone of our user-generated updates on accessibility, planning for those with mobility and sensory impairments. For instance, we're doing some work on this right now in Miami-Dade County.
Ah, nice. Thanks for setting the stage so clearly for us to start with. It's important to see that XPED is grounded in solving actual user and market pain points, especially through the site network ecosystem. Now let's shift to the XPED token itself, little more deep. Can you walk us through, David, the main utilities of XPED token within the site network ecosystem and how these use cases drive demand and long-term value?
Yes, well, XPED, as I mentioned, serves as the core utility token within SITEnetwork. So it's used to access exclusive experiences, purchase goods and services from partner merchants, book travel and events, and mint or trade NFTs linked to unique locations and experiences. As SITEnetwork expands across the world and the number of partners, retailers, events, and experiences grows, the demand for XPED will increase. So I'll give you a few examples of the kind of utilities that we're talking about here. One might be loyalty in terms of memberships in hotels. So using XPED to get early check-ins to hotels, late checkouts, room upgrades, spa access, and other kind of VIP loyalty perks at our partner hotels, of which we plan there to be thousands. There's also gamification. So in terms of travel, accessing Access AR kind of city exploration games. So unlocking augmented reality, city treasure hunts, and historical walking tours in different locations, using XPED for immersive tourism experiences. And that takes us to personalized travel planning. So users can spend XPED to generate AI curated travel itineraries personalized to their interests and budgets, also budget planners and real-time adjustment tools. Then there's exclusive events. For instance, these could be virtual reality festival access, so using XPED to access virtual reality versions of international music, cultural and sporting events, which we've seen lots of examples of in the past, but it's never been connected to a blockchain-based token. There's XPED for volunteering, so providing XPED for participating in cultural preservation, ecotourism projects, and accessibility improvement initiatives, which is what we're working with the likes of the United Nations on at the moment. And access to live city data and safety alerts, so using XPED to receive live updates on congestion, crowd safety, transport disruptions, and other disruptions that we've been seeing recently from environmental considerations. And then there's gamified eco challenges. So we're looking at using XPED for completing fun gamified missions, such as reducing plastic use or promoting local crafts for going from location to location and picking up tokens there. One that I quite like is the creating or joining metaverse experiences, so people can spend or earn XPED through virtual meetups and guided tours, maybe digital art exhibitions and interactive educational content. That would be, a kind of virtual and holiday management platforms.
Wow. Isn't that a great breakdown, audience? It's clear that token is much more than a trading asset. It's an engine of value that powers real engagement and ecosystem growth. Kudos. Moving on to tokenomics, which many in our community have asked about. How does experts tokenomics, including supply, distribution, and vesting, protect early investors and support sustainable ecosystem growth?
We have a strong background, our team has a very strong background in tokenomics, so we're wanting to make sure that XPED tokenomics are structured to balance sustainability and investor protection. So we have an initial supply of 175 million XPED and a commitment to bringing online no more than 20% of remaining supply in any given year to ensure prices deflationary. It's worth noting that tokenomic tools like burning have regulatory consequences, so we keep the tokenomic model simple, knowing that we have a tremendous number of use cases, as you've seen, for XPED. So as we will work throughout the tourism industry with stakeholders, XPED can be used for quite a number of use cases. In fact, we've identified 1,001 of them, such as mentioned, travel planning, AI-generated itineraries, gamification, AI-generated treasure hunts, eco challenges, cultural experiences, hotel and event perks, community management, and crowdsourced data, and of course, gamified elements such as the citywide AR challenges and so forth. So what we're wanting to do is make these effectively interactive, but also incentivize frequent microtransactions, increase XPED velocity across partners and platforms, encourage spending over hoarding, accelerating the circular value of the token. And going back to the subject of over tourism, it can also be used for things like unlocking congestion, customizing trip planning, access sustainability based pricing, and XPED creates really a regenerative travel economy. So its tokenomics align human behavior, technological efficiency, and environmental impact into a closed value creating loop with built-in deflationary pressure as its engine.
Oh, that's very reassuring. Certainly, it's really assuring to us. And it sounds like the team has taken a long-term approach to designing fair and growth-oriented tokenomics, David. Kudos, great. Okay, before I go ahead, again, a reminder to the audience, we have tokens rewards for you. So stay tuned for and look out for the claim option in the end of the video. Okay, now here, let's talk about what sets you really apart. What gives SITEnetwork and expect a competitive edge in terms of the technology and team expertise? And how do you plan to drive adoption and partnerships after the IPO?
Well, SITEnetwork, I would say, stands out because of its advanced use of digital twins, both augmented and virtual reality and IoT technologies, all of which are underpinned by blockchain, and our commitment to open metaverse standards, which means that our platform will interact with and engage with other virtual and augmented reality platforms, which expands the reach and potential use cases for XPED. Pardon me. The team brings decades of experience in digital transformation and tourism, blockchain development, and we, as I mentioned, work closely with the UN, academia, Metaverse Standards Forum, and Metaverse Tourism Association. So with an EU VASP license, SITEnetwork is positioned for global expansion and regulatory compliance. We deliberately created our core in some of the most heavily regulated crypto markets in the world, so that we would always be at the gold standard for any location in the world. It's hard. it's been a difficult road, but it means that we never have to worry about being out with compliance for a new location. After the IEO, our focus is going to be on onboarding tourism boards, event organizers, and local businesses, as well as launching targeted marketing campaigns at different locations and forming strategic partnerships to accelerate user growth. Our strategy is based on working both sides of the tourism market. So working with venues to demonstrate the art of the possible and educate them in the new opportunities that we can provide, and provide them with powerful marketing capability. I mean, that our approach has been shown independently by academia to be 42% more effective than any other form of tourism marketing currently available. So there's a massive, massive gain for them. And because of that, we will also be working on the other side with governments and tourism bodies to help reinforce both their digital initiatives, but also to address key issues such as sustainable tourism and the management of over-tourism, which is a key issue today.
Okay, sustainable tourism and management of over tourism. Can you just, give us more insight around it?
Sure. So sustainable tourism is an issue because the number of tourists in the world is only growing at the moment, and the ecological impact is huge. Of tourism already is only going to go up. Also, we see the problem of over and under tourism. So locations such as Tenerife, Machu Picchu, and then various locations like your usual suspects of places that people all know on the global map end up with far more tourists than they can sustain, which causes problems to the local economy by driving up residential prices and driving people out of their home cities. So there have been demonstrations against this, and also there's ecological damage caused by this. Meanwhile, there's locations that hardly anybody goes to because they don't know about them. And so what we are trying to do is create increased knowledge of these under-visited locations in these countries to spread tourism between them, taking away the peaks of tourism access in certain areas and bringing them to areas which are underserved. By balancing out over and under tourism, we can manage the economic and ecological consequences of over tourism, and obviously the local kind of unrest of these costs, whilst actually accommodating the increased global numbers of tourists. And all the way along this process, XPED is being used for purchasing, booking, planning, and even returning to digitally these locations to look around them. But by being able to digitally curate your visit before you go, you can, rather than just rely on what the travel agents tell you, you can plan your visit according to what interests you and what is most suitable to your family. Try before you fly, we call it.
Try before you fly, you call it. That's interesting. So probably, you'll be bringing out more and more undiscovered sessions, undiscovered places out there, which certainly need more attention. But at the same time, we are balancing the pressure on the current ones, which is more like the cost of balance you're talking about. Great, great. It's a solid strategy, David. A strong team, clear differentiation, and real world adoption efforts post IU are what many users are always looking for. Now, the community plays a huge role in Web3 success. How can XPED holders participate in the direction of side network, and what incentives exist for these long-term community engagement?
Well, it's always been our intention that XPED holders would play a central role in the site network ecosystem. So we can, or actually the XPED holders can propose and vote on important governance decisions such as new features and partnerships. We want you to be actively part of this growth, particularly as it creates a global audience of people who understand the needs and drives of their locations, what would make their countries better, and where the challenges are that we can't possibly have from our bases in Mexico and Scotland for locations in, for instance, Australia and the Middle or Far East. So we want to leverage your knowledge, your expertise, and make you a part of this, that you're actually controlling and driving this whole thing according to what's most important to you. So that means that as an XPED holder, you can propose and vote on important governance decisions, as I mentioned, new features, partnerships, and make sure that you are in a position to shape and design the development of the platform in the long term. We believe that this participatory approach ensures that the community is actively involved in shaping the platform's future and and benefits from its success. Rather than just being a holder of a currency and seeing whether it goes up or down passively, you'll be actively involved. So we've specifically created a fund in our tokenomics model for building out the ecosystem. And this is going to drive initiatives that build awareness and engagement. And these initiatives will increase diversity on the platform, empowering smaller organizations and seeding new and more innovative experiences. So you're going to be a part of this journey if you wish.
Ah, that's nice. So this is something interesting that you were actually inviting people to be a part of your whole ecosystem, and that's what you have something in the treasury as well. But I think probably, people would like to hear more on it. That give them certain examples that, okay, this is how they can be a part of your community for a longer term engagement. Of course, token holding is one step, but how they can really contribute.
Well, by holding tokens, I mean, the fundamental concept of a DAO is, I think frequently forgotten in this industry, that it's supposed to be governance by holders. It's supposed to be that you are effectively a shareholder in the organization, yeah? And that's what we want to go back to. Obviously, we're pushing new grounds by making this a digital, real-world, utilitarian token. But we want to go back to basics here and make sure that when you're a shareholder in a conventional company, you have certain rights. You have voting rights. You have rights in terms of how the organization is going to engage with your country. And that's what we want to apply here. Again, I think that the days of passive token holding purely for hoarding or accrual of value, I think they're over. And I hope they're over, quite frankly, because we want to make sure that people are actually engaging in our regular meetings and providing us with examples of things that they think that we should do and being rewarded for speaking up and being rewarded not only for providing us with examples of things that we could do, but when those things go ahead, being further rewarded for them being successful and actual participation, getting actively involved. And that is what we have created a significant reserve portion of our XPED for, is specifically for those rewards. And we were quite clear about this from the outset. We needed to make sure that we had the capability to make sure that it wasn't just myself and the other co-founders that had a reserve here, but that future founders and guiders would be part of our team and we would be rewarded to the same or greater level, because that's the future of this whole platform.
Absolutely, absolutely. I really appreciate when you said this day that you're open to hear what exactly your community has to give and contribute, so share the feedbacks, and of course we're happy to hear that and work over it. So people, now you know how you really can participate in the in the site network and expert. And of course the incentives are huge, but it's more importantly the people are really accepting towards what you have to share with them, give them the feedback, and of course you by holding token, it's just not holding a token, it's being you are a shareholder of the company as well. As David said, he is there, the team is there to listen out to you. So focus on that as well. All right. So, this is really exciting, giving holders a real voice and incentives to keep to building loyalty and long-term engagement. Now, to close out our main discussion, what are the most exciting milestones and developments investors can look forward to in the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, Drew, you know that we have a secret announcement, which you'll find out in the next day or so, which is extraordinarily big news. So watch this space. However, what I can tell you at the moment is that in the coming year, SITEnetwork is going to launch its immersive tourism and event platform in several major global cities across the world, across 3 continents, actually. We'll be integrating with the leading travel and experience providers in each of those countries. We're already in talks with all of the bodies that I'm talking about here. And we're going to expand SITEnetwork's NFT marketplace with unique location-based assets, digital assets. Our merchant network and user base is going to grow through partnerships in each of the key locations that we're growing into this year. So that means that there's going to be many, many more opportunities for trading of XPED and thereby increasing its value. And new staking and reward programs for XPED holders are going to be introduced regularly. We already have a timetable for this planned out. We're very excited about it. Each milestone is aimed at increasing adoption, expanding utility, and delivering real value to both investors and to the community, as I've mentioned before. And finally, we anticipate our first step into sports tourism, which is an extremely interesting and high growth and high potential market for us. And again, we have some really quite exciting partners that we're going to be naming over the next few days for some, I wish I could tell you more right now, but some, let's say, global football events which may be on the imminent horizon.
Global football events, you have most of the audience up here. Of course, I'll just not going to ask you to spill all these up here, but help us understand, help us everyone understand here. When you say sports tourism, what does it really mean, and how it really works around?
Well, when there are large international events, so the one that I alluded to, that means that there's a huge influx of tourists into locations to view to watch their team live playing overseas, which is very beneficial to the local economy, but it tends to form a very, very short peak. You get a lot of people arriving, they go to the stadium, they drink in the bars, they stay in the hotel, they go home. You never see them again. So what we want to do is make sure that when people are coming to these cities, they have the opportunity to, again, as I mentioned, try before you fly, see where their hotel is, see what's around that area, really explore before they've even arrived, because they're on very limited time, yeah? Now, usually also people will travel alone or with maybe their friends. They won't travel with family as much as they do with conventional tourism. So what we want to do is generate the opportunity for these tourists to return, not only to maximize the breadth and length of their initial stay, but to then say to their family when they get home, it was amazing, what an amazing city, what an amazing location, we've got to go back. And then again, they can, together in our platform, look around the area, curate maybe different experiences and different tours for themselves that are suitable for a whole family by visiting them, book using XPED to pre-book their hotels, their stays, their tours, etc., and return and really create a much greater economic advantage to that location, that country, the global, the broader economy in that country, but also to the smaller vendors in that physical area. Another advantage that we have here is that when you go to a location, usually you'll see things that you want to buy, but if you see a grand piano, you're not going to be taking that home in your hand luggage. So to be able to return to stores and locations and say, I went to this beautiful cafe, here it is, we should go there, but also to say, I went to this shop and I saw this thing that I really wanted, to go back to that shop. You might not remember what it's called, but you remember where it was. So you can go there in virtual reality on any device, phone, laptop, whatever, and walk into that shop and buy that thing and have them send it to you, which again is a massive advantage to that retailer. And it's also a massive advantage to that economy in general because it generates export economy. The same applies to food, the same applies to many other things. So again, all of this can be driven by these initial sporting tourism visits. One final thing, sorry, I know I'm rabbiting on, but I get very excited about this. Accessibility is key. If you have mobility impairments, you're in a wheelchair or in crutches, there's certain places that you can't go to, there's certain routes that you can't take, and sometimes you won't even bother trying because you're afraid of getting stuck. Being able to plan that route before you go, being able to use virtual reality before you go and augmented reality to guide you when you're there on routes which are accessible to you is a massive advantage. And we're seeing that huge stadiums are very interested in this, as are the local cities themselves. We're already speaking to people in Miami-Dade County, Miami Beach about this very thing. And of course, they are hosts to a forthcoming sporting event and have a huge stadium there. So they're very interested in the accessibility piece, which I believe could grow a huge other audience for sports tourism.
Absolutely. I'm really glad you brought the topic up, especially April, because I've myself seen the, people not get the access on ground, but while enabling it in this particular environment to let them have the experience of that particular space, though you letting them get that small happiness. Because, for example, if I've been to a place for a sports tourism or maybe something, and I come back home and I've got someone in the family who couldn't go because of XYZ reasons. For them, it's an easy access to have a look at it. And that's also a part of your community which is coming in. It's a great initiative. It's a great step ahead. So guys, plenty to look forward to. From platform rollouts to the ecosystem partnerships, it's clear XPED is gearing up for a busy year ahead. Now, before I go ahead and give you the code for the airdrop to claim the expect tokens, I'll quickly go back and take up some of the community questions what we have here. Of course, because you are being listening to us very patiently, so it's up to us, and we should, pick up some questions. So, David, there is the first question what I'm going to share here is the partnership is always an important factor for every project. So who are our current partners for Expert right now?
Current partners for XPED include SITEnetwork in Mexico, one of the larger tourism authorities in Mexico. And in Scotland, we have partnerships with ASVA, which is the Association of Scottish Visitor Attractions. Now, the reason that we've gone for these kind of partnerships are that government, as I mentioned, is very important because it has an umbrella control and interest on everything that happens in that economy, but it's also a little bit distanced from the end vendors and the end users. The end vendors and end users are perfect, but they're so numerous that growing into all of them individually would be exceptionally time consuming. So we've taken the balanced approach to have our key focus on partners who are regional tourism authorities like ASFA and SITEnetwork. And the reason for that, and travel tech and so forth. And the reason for that is they have the perfect balance between oversight and interest and understanding of the tourism industries in those locations, but being close to them. So it means it's a single port of call for us to reach out to and engage with on a practical level all of the end users and vendors, but on a strategic level, having the understanding of what the unique needs are for those locations. So those are our key partners. But we also have partnerships with the actual industries that we work within. Metaverse Standards Forum, XRSI. I'm one of the key education and industries members there. XRSI stands for the Extended Reality Safety Initiative and the Metaverse Standards Forum. We're basically trying to make sure that the technology that we're using is used safely, responsibly, and with a view to the global strategies on sustainability and safety and security of the users. And finally, I'm an advisor on the board for tourism and economic development for the United Nations. So I would say that's probably our biggest partner is the UN.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's something for the audience to know what exactly they are building behind the scenes and what they're forming the partnerships with. I'll take up the next question. It is more around the strategy from expert to create a brand awareness for his products. So, David, help them understand in a very brief that what strategy do you have in mind?
Sorry, could you repeat that one? I couldn't hear you.
I said it's more about the strategy which you are using or which you're creating to increase the brand awareness for your products.
So the strategy is for SITEnetwork itself, we have created a virtuous cycle of a win-win kind of situation for governments, tourism authorities, and so forth, and ourselves and the end users. So that means that there is an incentive for our partners in these different countries to promote us because it promotes the benefits that they are looking for, promotes their agendas. So we're seeking not to be a single centralized point of promotion. We're seeking to engage on a kind of a mutual benefit basis with the bodies in each of these countries and each of these locations so that they then promote our activities because they benefit their activities in a way that no one else can. And that means that we immediately reach multiple markets, but it also customizes the message to that location. Because like I said before, we can't, I've been working in international marketing for 36 years. I have learned in that time you cannot possibly understand the needs of all of these different locations because they change continuously and there's so many of them. So by engaging with people who are effectively boots on the ground, who understand their own needs, they change the messaging, yeah, and they guide us in terms of what we do. So that's how we engage in the market basis, and this extends to XPED. What is the unique benefit of having a single currency that can be used across multiple locations? Whether the problems of exchange fees, what are the taxation benefits unique to that location? What are the challenges unique to that location? And that way we can adapt to them, no guessing, always based on the understanding of the people in that location. And incidentally, to go back to this, that's why we need our investors to be part of this conversation, because governments have their own point of view, and tourism associations have their own point of view. Residents of that country have their own point of view, and that is equally and in some cases more valid. So by engaging our global family of XPED owners, we can again customize our offering and our marketing and our messaging to those locations. That's key.
Great, good. So I know the next question from the audience is going to be the hardest for us because you have so much of value into the project. So our audience asks, what is your strongest advantage that you think will make our project leading the market?
Utility. I think there's a reason why we exceeded our market cap on the IO within 48 hours. And that reason is what we are doing is based in the real world. This is not a meme coin. This is a real world application. We've spent many years building this strategy, building this platform, ensuring that it's sustainable. We know from our background in real world economics and our strong background in tokenomics and crypto that we have found the perfect piece of timing in terms of the convergence of market acceptance, technological availability, and the ability to integrate crypto into this, that we can be the first movers and have the first mover advantage in a true utilitarian utility token. And that's our key advantage. And we're seeing the response to it already.
Absolutely. Utility. That's what David says. And that is going to be the strongest advantage. And I have belief in it, the kind of the concepts he's been building and he's working on the partners. It looks quite close. All right. So this is again, I'm sure you must have explained it in the documentations too. But let's have it for the understanding of the audience, because this question comes from the audience. It is more around your tokenomics distribution. How many tokens will be minted and how many tokens will be locked by the team?
Yes, well, as mentioned, we have an initial supply of 175 million. And basically, we're going to bring online no more than 20% of the remaining supply in any given year so that we can ensure that the price is deflationary. So it's worth noting that tokenomics tools like burning, as I mentioned before, they have regulatory consequences. So we've kept our tokenomic model really, really simple because we know that we have a tremendous number of use cases for XPED. We do not need to factor in lots of intricacies into the smart contract because we have so many applications that we can use this token in a much more conventional currency way, because it can be used for so many things. So it's this application in the world that has the real variety of applications. But I think that the supply of 175 million and the 20% of remaining supply in any given year being released, but no more than that, is absolutely key to protecting supply, distribution, investing, and protecting early investors and supporting a sustainable ecosystem of growth.
So now you know what they're really doing with the tokenomics and what you can expect. Okay, I'll take up the last question from the community here, which is also my favorite too, because when we know what the tokenomics are, the next question is to, do we have any plan of starting staking program? Because, staking program is always, somewhere important for the community too and for the project as well.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Well, although although we're obviously, as I mentioned, the kind of approaches that we have are to incentivize frequent microtransactions, increase velocity across partner platforms, and encourage spending over hoarding. We do have news coming up for how we are going to handle staking, and that's going to be coming out from our key blockchain specialist in the team, who's Graham Stevens, who's been working in this field for a long, long time. So I am not, I'm afraid, at liberty to disclose exactly what the staking strategy is going to be, but that news will be released on your own platform in the next day. So I would say, to answer that question, watch this space.
Okay. I would, that is something, basically what is you guys need to look at, right? Post the IEO, keep looking at, because this project is going to be for long term. Taking program is their way to actually be the part of their governance for a longer period, and at the same time keep earning the rewards. Oh, comes to reward. I almost forgot. There is an airdrop announcement for you guys. So before we wrap things up, here's your chance to claim the Expect Coinbox airdrop. All right. I'm going to give you this airdrop code. Of course, I'll put it in the comment section as well of this live session. But again, I'm going to give you the code now. It's SNSEJHB7. Right? I repeat, it's SNSEJHB7. You can find it in the comment section. Go ahead. Coinstore and XPED are rewarding active viewers with a share of 16,667 XPED. Don't miss out. All right. Now, about the launchpad. And if you're excited about XPED already, here's how you can take part in its IEO on Coinstore Launchpad. For the app users, tap Launchpad at the bottom right and select XPED and then hit Commit Now. For the website users, go to Crypto Launch, click Launchpad, find XPED, and you are all set. And also join our XPED Launchpad bonus campaign. Register, subscribe to the IEO, and invite your friends to earn up to 83,334 XPED in exclusive rewards. Yeah, it's 83,334 XPED. Thank you so much, David, for sharing your vision and insight with us today. I've got myself a lot more insights around the project, and I've really liked it. I'm sure our audience has also. So we have taken a deep look into XPED and SITEnetwork's plan, not just the tech, but the strategy, utility, community, vision behind it all. Right? Do you have anything else to share with our viewers, David?
Only that we are very, very excited by our relationship with Coinstore at the moment. I know that people always feel duty bound to say that when they're on live streams, but genuinely, the what's been happening over the past few days in terms of the amount of investment in XPED has been beyond our wildest expectations. So we are extremely pleased. We were getting quite emotional about it yesterday as a team. We really feel that we're at the start of a strong journey together, and we already know what our strategy and plans are going forward. We'd really like you all to join us on this. This is going to be a global adventure, and it would really, really excite us to bring as many of you as possible with us.
Absolutely, David. Absolutely. The feeling is potential. So to our audience, to our viewers, thank you for joining us on CS Pioneer today. If you haven't claimed the airdrop yet, now is your chance. You already have a code. Let's keep learning, building, and exploring the future of Web3 together. Until next time. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Welcome to Coinstore. Since our founding in December 2020, Coinstore has grown into a globally leading cryptocurrency trading platform, committed to delivering a secure and seamless trading experience for users worldwide. We are supported by over 300 international employees across 13 overseas operational centers in countries such as South Korea, India, the UAE, Indonesia, and Vietnam, providing localized services to meet user needs. At Coinstore, compliance is our priority. We offer a diverse range of products and services, including spot trading, futures trading, OTC, Launchpad, Web3 Wallet, and Earn, aiming to create a one-stop cryptocurrency trading platform. Coinstore has become the platform of choice for millions entering the digital asset world. with 10 million registered users across 175 countries. By 2025, our user base is expected to exceed 15 million. Our vision is to become the world's leading platform with the most comprehensive range of tokens, the largest user base, the highest level of security, the best customer experience, and the most stable technical infrastructure. By 2026, our goal is to rank among the top 5 cryptocurrency exchanges globally. Coinstore is dedicated to supporting quality projects.